Okay, so now we're recording. We're ready to go. The next thing I got to do, I want to just share my screen and just give you a um idea of the structure of the orientation. So I'm going to share PowerPoint and share. Okay, so let's go to slideshow. Okay, and here's the structure of our orientation. We'll start with some faculty introductions. Unfortunately, a number of faculty couldn't make it, um, had other things going on or whatnot, or conflicts. Then we're going to move to, after faculty introductions, we're going to move to student resources. Michael Crossfox will take care of that um, part of our presentation. And then the last part of the presentation will be my remarks. Okay, so I'll turn this thing off. Okay, stop. And now we're back at the screen when you can see everybody. And let's start with Dr. Angel, Dr. Christine Angel. Why don't you uh, take the lead?
So I'm Christine Angel. I've been teaching at St. John's University since September of 2012. Basically, if you're interested in the organization of information within libraries, archives, museums, or the web, I would be your point of contact. So I specialize in information organization within museums. So if you want to be like a museum archivist or organize information on the web, or work within any context within the web as it pertains to the organization, or in museums as it pertains to the organization of information, that's me. I also specialize and teach all of the archival classes. So if you're interested in being an archivist, whether it's in a historical society, at a state archive, in a museum, doesn't matter, academic, you can also contact me about that. Or if you would like to work with some type of data curation. So if you're more interested in working with the bits and bytes when it comes to data preservation and access, the zeros and ones, as opposed to whole documents like you would for archival collections, then that's what I am also engaged with. So this summer I am teaching classes. Right now I am teaching two classes. One's an independent study. It's developing a data governance program is one of them. And then the other class that I'm teaching right now is a data curation. It's an introduction to data curation. And then next summer session 2, I'm teaching the archival appraisal course. Very easy courses, low hanging fruit, but it teaches you the foundations and the basics, both of these courses do, of what it means to organize information, first of all, this semester within an archive that is with the zeros and the ones. And the next semester, it's about appraising and organizing the appraised records within an archive for the next summer session. I will be on sabbatical in the fall, but courses that adjuncts are teaching for me and do engage you with the organization of information, the core course, and archival representation, and archives and records management, introduction to archives and records management. So that's it for me. So at any time, if anybody has questions, just let me know. And I'd be more than happy to talk with you.
Thank you, Dr. Angel. Let's move to Dr. Rajesh Singh.
Thank you, Dr. Urbach. My name is Rajesh Singh. Hello, I'm pleased to welcome you to the program. I teach two required courses, 239 Research and Evaluation Methods in Information Organization, and the required management course, which is 240 Management of Information Organizations. And if you have any interest in management, if it aligns with your interests, you can complete 3 other elective management courses that I teach in knowledge management, marketing and advocacy, and project management. So together you can complete like 240, the required management course. You will be taking it anyway. So if management interests you, you can complete the management certificate approved by the New York State Education Board at no extra cost if you plan it strategically right from the beginning. So you can concurrently do your MSLIS, and all those courses are counted towards your MSLIS program. So you will get an additional credential in addition to your MSLIS. Okay. In addition to the management certificate, anyway, before I forget, the project management course is very important. It can make you very attractive in the job market. So please, regardless of whether you have interest in management or leadership or not, but take the project management course, because project managers are always in demand. Not everyone knows those skill set, and those skill set can be applicable to any kind of organization, whether public library, academic library, corporate library, or archives, or any type of organization, because those the way we work, those processes, strategies, they are more or less same across different kind of organization. So in addition to the management courses that I teach in this program, I teach 2 other interesting courses. One is fake news and misinformation that is being currently offered, and the other one is cultural competence for information professional. And those 2 courses are counted towards an advanced certificate in social justice in the information profession. The other 2 courses, library services about diverse population and social justice in the information profession, are taught by my other colleague, Dr. Kevin Rue, who is not here. So if you have interest in social justice certificate, you can take all those courses and can complete the certificate. It is also approved by the New York State Education Board, so you will have an additional credential. So at least you can complete 1 certificate in addition to MSLIS at no extra cost. So I think, yeah, and as far as my research goes, I research in those areas about intercultural skills and information behavior. And most of my courses, they're based on case studies or scenario. You will, if you take a course, then you would like to take another one, because those case studies and scenarios, they're very popular and it's very engaging. That's all I can say. And if you have any question, please ask me. I have a funny accent, so sometimes if things are not clear, please do ask me right now via email or any other way you can reach out to me. Feel free to. Welcome again. Thank you.
Uh, Rajesh, did Shari leave you any remarks when I know she's not here because she has COVID?
Yeah, she did not uh, ask me to share anything about her, but she teaches like one of those core courses, LIS 205, information sources. Yeah.
Information sources and services. Yeah.
Yes. So she
Yeah.
she teaches those courses. So you guys will take course like LIS 205 in the fall with
Hmm.
her.
Hmm.
So it is one of the 2 courses, like 204 Foundation of the Information Profession. That's another core course that you will be taking in the fall, which is taught by Dr. Kevin Rue. So you will have opportunity to take those courses. Like in Dr. Sherry Lee's courses, you'll have opportunity to prepare LibGuide. That's very important to direct users how to navigate information. So yeah, that would be very useful course, and I wish I could have more explanation just like her, but that's briefly what you will be doing in that course.
Yeah, Dr. Also, folks, Dr. Shari Lee manages the youth services in public libraries specialization. Um, Kristen Sylvian Dr. Kristen Sylvian couldn't be here as well. She is a joint appointed faculty member between DLIS and the history department, and she manages the dual degree in public history and um, the Master of Science in Library and Information Science. But she just wanted to mention that she's, you know, I identified some very interesting internship opportunities in the New York area for those who happen to be in the New York area um, that are relatively new with the New York Park Service. Um, okay, and that leaves me. 'Cause Dr. Kevin Rue is not here as well, so that leaves me. I am the director of the program, but I'm also a member of the faculty. My area is more on the technology side. I'm a little bit unusual in my background in the sense that I have a PhD in applied mathematical sciences with a concentration in computer science. What so in addition to my administrative duties, I teach the web design course in the spring, and then I also teach the core course, research and evaluation methods, in the fall. Okay, so um, with that, let's move to the second part of our orientation, and that is student resources. And Michael Crossfox will lead us through that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Division of Library and Information Science. I'm Michael Crossfox. I'm your academic support assistant. And what that means is I'm responsible for managing the expectations of all 130 plus online graduate students currently enrolled, and also working with the faculty to support the development of curriculum and make sure that all of your needs are met. I provide a cradle to grave throughput for service. I'm handling you from the moment you inquire about the department until after you graduate and you become an alum, and then I see you out in the world professionally. So I look forward to getting to know you over the next few years. I will let the faculty know that as of today, 270 saw an 89.47% completion of all assignments. So there were some people that had difficulty logging in over the last week or so, but we were able to get that straightened out. I did have some personal interactions with some of you, so nice to see you again. So yeah, we're off to a great start, 90% completed. I will extend until the end of the week. There are a few students who didn't have a chance to engage yet. Hopefully this meeting will inspire them to complete the 5 or 6 assignments in 270 and the new student survey. That said, let's talk about resources. A big part of what I do is aggregate resources for our students in online environments. You explored some of them. You explored the LibGuide in 270 and the blog. And you also have started getting the Student Digest, which goes out every Wednesday. I'm going to share my screen and just walk through some more information about what to expect in terms of communication and what our actual policies are. You may have noticed in the emails that you've received from me in the past weeks that I do mention that DLIS will communicate with your university email only going forward. As of today, we can only communicate with your university email. That's the official means of communication. So anything you write to us is official correspondence between the student and the department, and that can only come from your university email. If you shoot us off an email from your Gmail or Yahoo account, we will tell you, please respond from your university email, especially if it's something sensitive. That way we're all secure. And you'll learn more about the importance of data security as you move through your program of study. So again, I want to bring attention to the Student Digest. You should be receiving this. If you haven't received it yet, you start receiving it this Wednesday. As I said, it goes out every Wednesday. And what it entails is, it's the heading is just announcements. That's anything we need you to know relevant to your experience in the program. University closures, start dates for new terms, etc. Then we have the DLIS webinars. As students in DLIS, you are all automatically members of the DLIS Student Association, or we call her DLISA. And that is a student chapter of the American Library Association. So this is your first professional association membership. And we'll learn more about that in the fall when we have the first general meeting of this academic year. The next section is call for submissions. Students in DLIS are encouraged to seek publication excuse me, there's a motorcycle racing past my window. This section called for submissions includes student appropriate opportunities for you to submit for publication. If your paper or panel or whatever professional publication is accepted, that qualifies you for the DLIS H.W. Wilson Foundation Professional Development Scholarship, which is $500 toward your tuition in the next semester. You can earn one of those per academic year. So this is updated weekly. You'll see these opportunities come and go. If you have any questions, you can ask any of your instructors if they think the work is appropriate. Obviously, in your first semester, I'm just showing you this information to familiarize yourself with the newsletter. This may not be relevant to you at the moment, but as you advance through the program, you may find opportunities that pique your interest. The next section, also labeled opportunities, is just general information, current resources, any articles that might be of interest, this has an entry for an elective that's being offered through the museum administration program. As students in DLS, you can take electives in public history and museum administration. Note that not all of those courses are available online. So again, you'll talk to your advisor about electives. There's a scholarship section here. It's pretty ho-hum right now because a lot of the scholarships for the fall have already been awarded in the spring, but once the fall starts, you'll see they start to populate here for scholarships available in the spring and summer of next year. Internships, same thing. We're at the end of internship season for the summer, so we're going to start to see internship opportunities for the fall and spring. Events, any professional development events, especially those that are online and free, will be listed here. Feel free, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. DLIS does maintain institutional membership of another professional associations across the country, a number of them. So we may be eligible to get your registration waived as an institutional member. This is other resources. This is more kind of a holistic information space where we talk about not just the field, but also things like time management, how to balance home and work, and how to pursue intellectual and even emotional support while you're in the program. And then, of course, the final section, jobs. We update this with 5 job listings every week. Some of these job listings come directly to DLIS, and that'll be noted. There'll be something that says looking for a DLIS student, and that's probably an alum who knows the program and feels confident that we're training you to do the work that's required at that position. So that's the digest. You get this every week. Familiarize yourself with it. If you encounter any links that are broken or anything like that, just shoot me an email and I'll get you the information. Also, a lot of these links go back to the blog. So let's take a look at the DLIS blog, sjudlis.com. Here, this really is a great repository for all of these opportunities like scholarships, internships. You can quickly search. These tabs here are everything about the program, including our scholarships and fellowships opportunities and other headings here. And if you go down all the way to the bottom to the footer here, you can select a category. So if you're looking for jobs or if you're looking for internships, it'll just pull up all the blog posts that are tagged with that category. So this is a great resource. It's updated constantly. It's a blog. So it's updated at least once a week with relevant information. And if you do something worthwhile, you can be featured. We've got a faculty feature here, but we've also got a student spotlight for students that get published or win scholarships and awards. And we also have an alumni section, so you can get a glimpse of what people who've gone through the program might be up to. And then finally, the LibGuide. The importance of the LibGuide. The LibGuide is significant because this is your online student manual. This has answers to any questions that you might have at any stage in your program of study. So familiarize yourself with this. You've already visited the advisement and registration page where you completed the assignment to identify a specialization you might be interested in. You've also visited the ePortfolio page. But here, you know, the scholarships page is about the national landscape of scholarships that are relevant to LIS. The same with internships. This is about the actual procedure to pursue an internship as part of your program of study. The next tab, career development, links to career services at the university, but also other career services specific to library and information science. There's a great video here with our career services advisor talking to us and walking us through the services that come with your enrollment. The professional associations tab, these are national and regional professional associations organized. You can just read their, the Association of College and Research Libraries, ACRL, that's for academic librarians. A lot of these associations offer discounted student rates, and you can maintain that annual student rate. For some of these associations, they'll extend it for 3 years after you graduate. So you can get a nice 5-year of experience within these professional associations, and that gets you access to their resources like job databases, and also mentorship opportunities, professional development opportunities, conferences, publication opportunities, etc. So really look at these. The state library associations, a lot of them have I think it's $45 a year joint membership with the American Library Association and your state library association. So for that $45 a year, you get access to both pools of resources and the annual conference in your state, which is a great opportunity to present a poster or assemble a panel, or just go there and network with potential hiring managers from your locality. Representatives from your local library consortia will be there. Vendors will be there. So you can just kind of, and a lot of these, I know ALA does it and NILA does it. They have a student shadow program where you write an essay about the value of going to attend the conference while you're in the program. And if that essay is selected, you get invited to the conference, they waive your registration, and they partner you with one of the host association's members, so you can go through the conference with a companion who has a little more experience in conference going. So that's a great resource. Look to the digest. You'll see these opportunities as they come across, and just apply. It doesn't hurt to apply. The worst they can say is no. And you can apply the next year. If you don't get it the first year, apply again. And that's that for those 3 properties. Let's see. Oh, bookmark these websites. This presentation will be posted to the LibGuide video archive page probably tomorrow. So you'll be able, but the university portal, the blog, and the LibGuide should be bookmarked on your browser. I mentioned this at the 270 walkthrough, and I'll mention it again for those of you who weren't there. The way I find best to manage your online learning experience is to select a browser and use that browser exclusively for school. So if you usually use Safari, download Chrome and use that for school. If you usually use, just have a second browser that's configured that all of the bookmarks and all of your passwords are saved into, so that you know that you're going to school. When you open that browser, everything will be readily available to you, instead of having to, keep your Netflix membership away from your Canvas experience, just to declutter and so that you have a dedicated space on your desktop for your school work and experience. This is something new that dropped this year. The University Career Services created a course in Canvas that all students are enrolled in. So I'm just going to scroll over to that. If you haven't already, you can start experimenting and just navigate it. Just orient yourself to this. It's here. It's University Career Services on your dashboard. You click into the course. It's so robust. So robust. All of these resources, explanations about what's available through St. John's, example resumes for the various majors in St. John's College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, how to find an internship, how to find a job, what recruitment videos or events are like, looking at navigating work benefits when you get a new job and they put that HR packet in front of you and give you 30 seconds to read it and sign your life away. That's a conversation that I've had with people recently about, they signed a piece of paper 25 years ago and now they find out that they can't retire. You have to ask questions. You have to have an idea of what to expect when you are looking for a job, when you're interviewing for a job, and then finally when you land a job. How does that work and what to expect? So this online course will be available to you every single semester while you're in the program. So I just wanted to call your attention to it. Take a moment and just look around. This is me. I am, yes, your most valuable resource for academic success and career preparation. In full disclosure, people have been annoyed with me for kind of pushing too hard. That's my communication style. I'm a pusher. I grew up in New York City in the 80s, so a little rough around the edges sometimes, but I am ensconced in librarianship for the last 15 years, 10 of which at St. John's. So we're, I don't know if Dr. Vorbach realizes we're coming up on a decade working together, I think next year. So I'm very well versed. What you'll learn as you go through the program is that the field is very small. Librarians all know each other either locally or regionally, or if they're very active in the professional associations, they'll know each other at the state level and even nationally. You're going to hear names and read texts written by practitioners and people who are movers and shakers in the field. We have a number, every one of your faculty members knows at least 2 or 3 alumni who have rocketed to the forefront of the field and the profession. We've got alumni who are national award winners and are recognized nationally and even internationally as emerging leaders or movers and shakers in the profession. That's what our reputation is. That's why you are here. That's why you selected our program. So part of my job is to help you and working with your faculty advisors, of course, to help you get out of the program and land on your feet and put your best foot forward, all of that stuff. That's really our goal here, is to see you succeed, and because that reflects on our reputation, which is sterling. Finally, this is how you reach me. Departmental inquiries can go to dlis@stjohns.edu. If it's anything that I talked about, or if you have a question for me specifically, I'm cruzm@stjohns.edu. That was my old last name. I never changed it when I got married. So there's a couple of people, there's even people in our program right now who have that old outdated email address with their old name on it. So yeah, welcome. Please reach out. I always end my spiel with what I call housekeeping. So these are dates that are coming up. The summer is very short. The summer sessions are very fast. So don't mind if this just glosses over. You're being presented with a lot of information this evening. May 30th will be the last day. That's this Thursday, will be the last day to change your class schedule for the summer. So if you feel like you want to drop a class, Thursday is the last day to do that. That you would email me and I'll get you instructions for that. Then in a few weeks, Juneteenth, the university is closed. That means that no bursar, no registrar, no admissions, no one on campus that day. We're all going to be at parades. July 2nd is the last day of classes for summer session 1. So that's it. That's the end of summer 1. July 8th is the first day for summer 2. July 10th is the last day to change your schedule for summer 2. And then August 8th is the last day for summer 2. And then yay, fall, and back to that. I will tell you personally, just if at any point you're traveling over the summer, a lot of people make plans a year or two in advance. If you're going on a cruise or you have an all-inclusive, notify your faculty member that you're leaving the country or that you may not have access to a reliable internet or power supply. A lot of our students are currently in the Pacific Northwest. I will be monitoring wildfire conditions throughout the Pacific Northwest during your course of program. I mentioned that the 270 walkthrough, I've been able to help some of our students relocate temporarily in emergencies, but you just have to keep us aware of your well-being and where you are in terms of having access to these programs, because you'll see summer is going to move fast, but even during the regular terms of fall and spring, anything can happen. But if it's foreseeable, if it's a vacation or a trip, just let your instructors know, because maybe they can work with you you can get an assignment in a little early, or you can get an assignment in a little late. But if you just vanish from the course and then come back, there's going to be an issue. So just keep us abreast of your movements and be mindful that you're in an online program and Wi-Fi is not reliable everywhere. You might want to explore your locality, your neighborhood. I've got 3 coffee shops and a brewery that I have the Wi-Fi password for. So go out in the world and explore, take your laptop, but be safe and be smart. And let me know if you have any questions. Michael Crossfox, I'm out. On to you, Dr. Vorbach.
So Michael, given 3 coffee shops and a brewery, which one do you prefer?
The coffee shops, if I have to, coffee shop at the beginning of the day, and then I work my way to the brewery at 5 o'clock so that I'm in the brewery at happy hour.
Such a logical person. Okay, so thank you, Michael, for that very detailed presentation there. Folks, just keep in mind uh, that Michael covered a lot of ground. So certainly we don't expect you to get all 100% of that content, but the main thing is to be aware of your resources and take advantage when you have the chance, especially early on in the program, to explore like the career services course in Canvas, to explore the LibGuide, the ePortfolio page in the LibGuide that has, the tutorials that Digication provides for us. Just to, the idea is to know where to go and to do it when you get the opportunity. Okay, so my remarks. So let me share my screen. Okay. And you're here. Share. Content. Okay. Okay. So you should all see the orientation outline. Is that correct, Michael? Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So my slide should be running. Okay, now it's going. Okay, so my remarks basically are organized as follows: planning for your career, the e-portfolio, communications, and mentorship. So the first part in what I call planning for your career is advisement. How does that work? So I'm your advisor until you're assigned a permanent faculty advisor in June. Okay, so that's coming up. So you'll be getting an email with your permanent faculty member who will be your advisor for the duration of your program of study. The next advisement period will be October, uh, and that is prior to registration for the spring. By that point, you'll have had some experience. You may want to prepare some questions. Here's some possibilities. In addition to the obvious, like registration for the spring term, you may want to talk about the long term, your program of study. You may also want to bring up some e-portfolio questions that you have. If you, at that point in October, you most likely will not have your accounts yet on Digication, which is the platform we use for e-portfolios. But I mean, you may have general questions on just the structure of the e-portfolio. That's your advisor is the person to go to with that. And then also you could talk more generally about your career direction, your goals. Are you considering one of our certificates? It's best to, inform your advisor right away on if you are thinking about one of our certificates, because the certificates are for specific courses. So you have to, fit them in within the your 36 credits, ideally. Sometimes students don't decide until their second year, and that's fine. It just means that you're going to graduate without the certificate. But then what students do is they'll take one additional course, or or two. It's sometimes that happens, as a non-matriculated student after graduation to finish the certificate. But if you the more you know about the certificates, you might be able to, at your very next advisement, um, have an idea that you may want to complete the certificate in management or the certificate in social justice, and that would be good to make your advisor aware of that. Okay. Next, in terms of planning for your career, is field experience. If you're already working in the organization type of organization where you want to work after graduation, then that's great. That's very valuable experience. I that you wouldn't need necessarily an internship in that case. However, if you're not working in the environment, in an organization where you will are interested in working in when you graduate, then I would definitely recommend an internship. So internships in our program are optional. They're not required. You may take up to 6 credits of internship. So I would definitely do that if you're not already working in the organization where you want to be. Then definitely get some field experience by through an internship. Also, you can you can get part-time. Well, I already mentioned that part-time work. You may get there also may be volunteer opportunities. Sometimes people do an internship and then they continue their relationship with the internship site and they get offered a job at that internship site when they graduate. So they, in other words, they do volunteer work where they did the internship. So that's always a possibility, or a volunteer opportunity that is independent of an internship. That's also valuable. That's certainly valuable. So my point basically is get some field experience before you graduate. Okay? Professional engagement. Now, Michael already mentioned that there's a big a resource on our LibGuide or online student manual, professional associations. So you definitely want to investigate this, join the state and the national organization because it's very, very reasonable for students. The state, as Michael mentioned, often has their annual conference has sessions that are specific for students, and students who do get accepted to present at at any professional conference. It may be the state conference, it could be a regional conference. It could be a county library association. It varies from state to state how the professional associations are organized. So you have an opportunity to if you get a poster or uh, presentation accepted, then you will be awarded the H.W. Wilson Professional Development Scholarship. If there is if there is some travel, um, then the college has a travel reimbursement fund, which reimburses students up to $500. So again, that could be very valuable at the state level or at the regional level, depending on if there is some travel involved. The travel would also cover registration fees. So registration fees for the conference would also be are also candidates costs that can be reimbursed. Um, Also, we talked about that career services course. So here I am underscoring that again. The career services course has a, a lot of resources available for online students. And please take advantage, reach out to them. They are there to help you. Should you have, questions on any of the software that they have available, they have a handshake program that helps with um, job search. They also have a software called Forage, which provides various case studies and gives kind of mimics some kind of field experience by in terms of a problem solving kind of approach that you do um, at your pace. So that's just two of the kinds of the programs that are available through that career service offers to online students. So, and it's all in that course that's in Canvas. Okay, next part of my remarks is the e-portfolio. The e-portfolio is uses a software platform called Digication, and you'll get an account in the fall. Uh, Typically, I believe it's in the November timeframe. Once you get an account, I recommend you do the tutorial, which is the Getting Started tutorial, which is available on the ePortfolio page of the LibGuide. You may want to do one or two other tutorials. There's just basically get some familiarity with the platform. That's basically what you do, what you want to do first. Then when you your at the end of each term, I'd recommend that you upload the significant assignments or the course project, and so you have it in your ePortfolio database that's in Digication. So when it comes time to actually do the ePortfolio, you have the assignments already there in Digication for you to access. The actual process of doing the portfolio is consists of 7 program goals, and these are on the LibGuide as well, ePortfolio page, the 7 program goals, and you're uploading 7, well, not upload, you may have uploaded many. You may have uploaded course projects from every course. It's perfectly fine. But then you pick which are of these projects or assignments are most appropriate for that particular goal. And you know from your syllabus which program goal is related to each of the courses you take. Okay, so it's no guesswork. You know in your syllabus the related program goal, or in some cases related program goals. So it's just a matter of you'll be taking a number of courses that relate to each goal. So you decide which one do you think is the best representative of your work as it relates to that particular goal. And then you're writing a reflection for each one of the program goals, in which you describe the relationship between your assignment and the program goal, and you also include your learning. Very important, the learning. What did you learn by doing that assignment? So that's basically it in a nutshell. Uh, there's also a video posted on the ePortfolio page of the online student manual. So I would check that out. It's going to be we're in the process of add uh, we'll be adding about 2 more. Um, Michael, is your video revised at this point? So maybe there'll be 3 more.
No, that's my project for June.
Okay, so you can expect a, Michael's going to be doing a mechanics type video, and it'll be posted up there in June. And then 2 of the faculty will be doing videos. Uh, if well, I'll do one in the summer, and then if one of the faculty will do one in the fall, and that'll give you the reviewer's perspective on the portfolio. This here, I put a slide in mainly to underscore the importance of these communication vehicles. So the weekly digest comes out Wednesday. If you're not getting it, make sure you check your junk folder, see if it's going there, and then I think the expression is to whitelist it. Is that correct, Michael?
Yep, that's it.
So in other words, to get so that the URL DLIS at stjohns.edu that's pushing out this email does not go to your junk folder. Uh, then, so that's very important. The LibGuide and the blog are just always out there, and the links are here. Also, if you saved my email that I sent to you with the registration attachment, that also has the links to the online student manual and the blog. So your LibGuide is, like I said, is more static. That changes once in a while. It's like like I said, like we said, the online student manual. The blog is timely information. The posts that are coming, that we're getting information on jobs, on events, this and that. Michael will post them in the weekly digest, and the link will take you to the content in the blog, which gives you the details on that particular posting in the digest. And finally, mentorship. Each one of the professional associations, if you're looking for mentorship in your particular area, like archival studies, Society of American Archivists will have a mentorship program to join the Society of American Archivists. The Public Library Association will have a mentorship program for those interested in public libraries. The Association of College and Research and Libraries will have uh, a mentorship program for those interested in academic librarianship. So basically, there is a corresponding professional association for each one of the areas that you're interested in. And it's up to you if you want to, if you seek want to seek professional membership, it's best to take advantage of those professional associations that offer those. Now, if you're as a new student, you could request a mentor to help you up the learning curve in online learning pedagogy. That request would come to us. The email dlis@stjohns.edu. So we have recent alumni who are quite familiar with the online program and who have offered to mentor new students. Just like I said, it's mentoring because they may be in a different area as far as their career direction than you're interested in. But the point is their their intent is to help you up the learning curve for online learning pedagogy. Okay, so it's not a professional mentorship, it's mainly a pedagogical mentorship. Okay, and at that point, I invite you to put some questions if you haven't done so already in that chat box, and we'll be happy to stick around and answer those questions. Also, if you haven't done so already, please complete the meningitis declination form because that is due today. Actually, it's due the start of the term, and the Canvas will check for it 2 or 3 weeks in because, as I mentioned when we had our advisement meeting, uh, this is a compliance issue. It's not St. John's that needs this. Well, not St. John's that is mandating it. It's coming from the state, and so we have to comply with the state. And so you have to submit this meningitis declination form. And again, I refer to that my email that I sent with your registration instructions attached that has the website for the health services portal and the and directions on how to find the meningitis declination form on there. And you don't need a physician's appointment to complete this requirement. Okay, with that, let me stop with the sharing. Okay, escape, stop. Okay, so now we're back here. Okay, let's go to the top. Okay, so I have a question from Naomi Miller. Will we be able to access info from LAS 270 throughout our time in the program? The question is 270 is open throughout the summer. Then it remains open for a time that's determined by information technology. So beyond the term that the course is. So the term, even though the exercises are due, I think the deadline is this Friday. Even though the exercises are due, there's no more assignments beyond those exercises. The 270 stays open uh, throughout the summer, but beyond the summer, it depends. Because IT, to avoid having course clutter, eventually takes courses down. So that's why it's a good idea, since we don't know whether it'll be one semester or 2 semesters beyond the summer term, that 270 will be up. Uh, you may want to get whatever resources you want out of 270 when the course ends. That would be a good idea. And the same is true for assignments or any, like, that you have in 270. But chances are with assignments or projects, you already have it stored locally. So it's probably not as critical with your coursework in general, because you have your projects or your assignments, unless you wanted to save like a discussion a discussion stream. Then in that case you may want to copy that off of the course and save that as a PDF or in Word. Okay, let's scroll down. How do we earn participatory credit if we are watching the course asynchronously? Well, basically, the credit is by in doing the assignments or exams or quizzes or whatever the deliverables are in the course. So participation is not so much quote like attendance unquote of or basically your attendance is determined by the fact that you're submitting all the course requirements. I don't know, Robin, does that answer your question? Okay,
It does. Thank you very much. Thank you.
sure. Okay, so Tamara's asking this was um, are there set office hours during weekend in which we can get help, ask questions? There are office hours as required by the university, but those are very minimal. The main thing is you send an email and your instructor is going to respond within 24 hours, and then on an email that is sent Friday after business hours, then you'll get a response. I mean, some faculty may do it over the weekend, may check email over the weekend, but you'll definitely get a response by Monday. So, we responsiveness is a key part to a successful online program. So the office hours it's a formality for the university, because university requires faculty to have certain office hours. But from your perspective, you send it as soon as you have a question, send an email to your instructor, or if it's administrative related, send an email to me, or if it's a technical issue, send an email to Michael. And like I said, you get a response within 24 hours, if not sooner, during the week. And then on the weekend, you'll Saturday emails will get a response by Monday.
Can I just add to that? Broadly speaking, the institution, the university itself maintains office hours. The business hours are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, and that's Eastern time. So any administrative offices outside of DLIS, our faculty are completely remote. I'm remote. Dr. Vorbach may be on campus if he has a meeting to attend in person. But outside of that, the university's business hours are 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Now, this is the summertime, and the university closes on Fridays during the summer. So the week gets even truncated even more. So that's, again, reinforcing Dr. Vorbach's point. Email to your instructor, email to me, or email to the director is going to get your question addressed. If you want to have office hours, if you want to have just sit and have a chat, we can do that on WebEx. This platform that we're using right now is our video streaming platform, our video conference platform. So you can email me. I like I said at the beginning, I met with a couple of you already on WebEx to help you navigate Canvas and help you navigate the sign-on portal. So we can do that again. So I'm happy to meet with anybody in that capacity of just like, you have questions about the program, you're not sure who to ask. I'm here. I'm addicted to coffee. I'll brew a pot, sit with you, and just have a chat if that's what you're looking for, and answer your questions. It may be a lot easier to have an informal conversation rather than an inquiry response in the email, if that's your communication style. I'm also good on the phone too. I've got a great voice.
I just put in there the the uh, the dean's office, because if you would need to drop a course past the deadline, they call that a withdrawal as opposed to just dropping it. Well, I don't off the top of my head know the dates for the summer, but in any case, there's a withdrawal, there's a drop date where there's nothing appears on your transcript, or there's a withdrawal date where a WD appears on your transcript. This is just one example. The dean's office is there to help, and I just wanted to give you for what anything related to courses. If because sometimes um, you know registration registration holds, if you experience something like that where you can't register. I just want you to know that this email address, the dean's office, is there to help, and they so by sending it to sjcgr at stjohns.edu, you will get the fastest response from the dean's office. I ask you to copy me, so then I'm in the loop. That's important. So I know. And again, you're more than welcome to email me. That's fine too. If it's something that, like I said, or something that I can't manage, like registration holds involve a number of different offices. So the dean's office is the one that navigates the resolution of those. Um, Financial services, financial aid, that you deal directly with financial services, the Office of Financial Services, either by email or by that phone number, 718, I should have put that in too, 718-990-2000. That deal, financial aid is just not within our scope, we being the department. So you deal directly with financial services in that regard. The exception is the O'Connell Scholarship. If you have an O'Connell Scholarship, then we're your contact. If there's any questions or any, um, you're not seeing it on your bill, that the way financial services set it up, they want us to be in the middle, and that's okay. We don't mind it. But other than that, the O'Connell Scholarship, financial aid related, goes to Office of Financial Services. So I hope that's clear. And the dean's office, like I said, their email address. And if you forget it, that's okay. Just send me an email. Like I said, I'll try to resolve the problem, the administrative issue. If I can't, then I'll just say, just email the dean's office, and or I'll forward your email to the dean's office, and we'll get it resolved. Okay, I don't think there's. Yep, I think that's about it. So listen, folks, thank you for coming and taking part in our
Hang
new
on.
student. Oh,
There,
Dr. Singh?
yeah, there is a question by a student here from Tamara. Are all of the required readings available via Canvas? Are there any books, ebooks that are required?
Oh, I missed
Thank
that.
you.
Thanks, Dr. Singh. Are all the required readings available via Canvas? Okay, so that would really depend on the course. I mean, some of the faculty will put all the resources in Canvas. Some of the things will be research that you have to do using our library databases. Uh, are there any books, ebooks that are required? that would be specified in, well, since the courses have started, it would be in the syllabus. That would be the quickest way to find that out, is in the syllabus. In advance, you can go, one of the links I gave you in the registration email uh, is the bookstores link. And that's where you would know if there's a textbook required for a course in advance, because faculty give the bookstore that information weeks in advance. But right now, syllabus is the quickest tool that you have to determine whether there's a book or ebook required. And again, it'll vary from course to course. Some faculty don't use textbooks. Everything is readings, papers, your research, and some faculty do. Okay, let's check again. Okay, and I think that's it. Yeah. So again, folks, thanks for coming and being with us on a new student orientation, and have a great rest of your evening. And we again welcome to the program. We're here to make sure you succeed. You take care. Okay,
Thank you.
bye.